Conversations with My Sister, a live talk experience with delegates, queens, and allies of the Miss Full Figure D.M.V pageant about the world of pageantry and various daily topics. I am Director Lorraine Coleman Ross, a woman full of ambition, passion, and a love for my fellow sister. Hello, good evening. Good evening, everyone. It is I, your sister amongst all sister, Lorraine Coleman Ross, the director of the Miss Full Figure DME pageant and the founder of the Lorraine Ross Experience production company. I am now super excited about what is about to happen tonight. I just can't say enough of how much I appreciate the women you're going to meet tonight. Because of these women, they became the legacy of what Miss Full Figure DMV stand for. They are our inaugural queens. When I say inaugural queens, I mean the first Miss Full Figure DMV, the first Miss Full Figure DMV Plus, and the very first Miss Exquisite Full Figure DMV. I am even more excited because they agreed amongst ourselves, we agreed because they knew I wanted to do something super exciting about our 5th anniversary because we are celebrating 5 years of pageantry excellence, my dears. And what better way to do that than to celebrate our inaugural queens and put them back on the stage to give them a little friendly competition. So that is what's happening, not with, it's just going to be amazing. I just got caught up in my words, but you get what I'm saying. It's going to be amazing. So tonight we're going to be joined by Queen Lisa Gail, our very first Miss Exquisite Full Figure DMV, Queen Latrice Wiggins, our very first Miss Full Figure DMV Plus. Oh, and let's not forget our very own Miss Full Figure USA Plus, our first reigning queen in that category as well, and Queen ReLita Clarke, girl. ReLita Clarke. She gonna be late, but we'll make sure she get in when we get in. But you know what? She's doing something amazing tonight. So we want to make sure that we give her the time she needs because that's what queens do. Queens serve. So we're always serving, honey. Life happens. And in between, we make time for everything that we need to make time for. She's gonna make time for us this evening. So without further ado, I'm gonna bring in my two queens that are currently here. Hello, Queen Latrice.
Hello.
Hello, Queen Lisa.
Good evening.
Good evening. I see some of our delegates has already joined us from the 2021 class of our Miss Full Figure DMV season. Hello, Delegate Natalie. Hello, Delegate Tanina. Now, y'all know I ain't going to be saying hello throughout this whole live. We love you all, and we're glad that you're here to support us. Let's just jump right into it. So, Miss Ross had a bright idea. Latrice, you usually tease me about my bright ideas,
Yeah.
She got a bright idea. Let's see what happened. So when the 5th year rolled around, I was like, oh my God, wouldn't it be amazing if all the queens came back and competed and we have a ultimate beauty crown? Oh my God, queens of queens. So because of the pandemic kind of like erased that a little bit, but I thought it was, you thought about it, oh, it erased that, but I really thought about God was like, we need to celebrate those inaugural legacy women of yours. We need to put them back on the stage again, and we're going to celebrate them. We're just going to make them work a little hard for it, just a little bit. So introducing for the first time in a Miss Full Figure DMV pageant, we are crowning our very first Miss Ultimate Full Figure Beauty Queen. Yeah. And our first to compete are our inaugural queens. Queen Latrice, I'm going to start with you because you just literally got finished doing the longest reign of any queen sisters in the Miss Full Figure USA brand as Miss Full Figure USA Plus 2019. And because of the pandemic in itself, you had to continue that reign. Let's talk about that queendom situation right then and there. Then we'll jump in. We'll go back in time a little bit more.
So yes, I reigned as Miss USA, Miss Full Figure USA Plus 2019. The pandemic impacted my ability to be able to pass that crown on to the next queen. But I can say that what it did give me was the ability to birth my platform a little bit more and to fully, truly come into that evolution. I started at Miss Full Figure D.M.V. My platform was the Curvy Butterfly Closet, which supported full-figured young women living in foster care. And then through my reign as Miss Full Figured U.S.A. Plus, 2019, it evolved into the Curvy Butterfly Speaks, which kind of encompasses just branching into that self-love manifestation and really affirming those things that you believe about yourself and emerging and evolving into that beautiful butterfly. So that reign, although it was long, it really gave and the pandemic. I mean, during a pandemic, all you have is time to focus and grow and build yourself. And so it really provided the opportunity to do that.
I was super excited about the fact that, you didn't take it as a burden. You took it as, okay, what's next? What am I going to do? And that is definitely makings of a queen. Now, Queen Lisa, everybody knows when Queen Lisa walk in a room, she reigns elegance, she reigns grace, and and most people, they know that you are a true example of an exquisite queen. Queen Lisa, let's just talk about right now. Let's go back to 2018. So we're gonna go all the way back to 2018, where you that decision at that time to participate in a Miss Full Figure D.M.V. pageant as an exquisite delegate. Can we go back to that time to talk about what was going through your head when you said, all right, I'm going to do it?
Well, I don't know how much time we have, but first off, I have to say that it's just been a phenomenal experience from start to finish. But the way I got introduced to the Miss Full Figure D.M.V. pageant was through a friend, a peer, someone who I was reaching out to in the modeling industry for some tips along with some other folks. And that's Akiva Mimi Benjamin. And she would, interact with me. And then one morning she sent me a video of you, Miss Lorraine, saying, come on out to this audition. It was the last day. It was maybe 2 hours before the time slot. And this was a Sunday morning, and I was laying in my bed relaxing, going, oh, I'm going to have me a nice relaxing day. But because I had been seeking and searching for something to do for myself, to build myself up, to build my self-esteem, things of that nature, taking care of myself, I got dressed, I went, and from the time I walked into the door, I liked what I saw. I saw professionalism. I saw class and style and grace. Everyone just was welcoming. You made it easy to make a decision from the beginning. Mm-hmm. And so, but honestly, I'm gonna be quite honest. I was going through a serious growth phase in my personal life, and I was questioning who I was, how I was. My self-esteem was in the gutter, and just because of situations in life, and I didn't think that I was prepared to do something like pageant. But I was also at the place in my life where I wanted to challenge myself to do something new and different. And so I auditioned, like I said, you made it easy. I got the email and I was like a kid in a candy store. I was like, I'm in. I called my daughter. I was like, guess what? I said, can you believe that? Well, first of all, I thought I was too old.
Oh.
And I had never done anything like that in my life before. But can I tell you, it was one of the best decisions I have made in my life.
Wow, Ms. Lisa. Like, to be honest with you, the way you walk in there, everybody remember you in that peplon dress and the self and the, okay, I'm here, people. How are you? How are you? You wouldn't have never thought that you were going through that particular thought process. Of course, we have talked about it over the years, so I am
Hmm.
repeating. I know the story, so
Right.
I appreciate it more and more every time I hear it, and it just makes me so warm inside because we can make excuses. We can take and find ways to turn our circle back the other way. But something in the universe will say, oh, no, 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 no. You're going to make this connection, and this is connection is going to happen. And your story is probably very related to a lot of women who come to try out for this pageant, to audition for this pageant. It's usually, or they find something that might deter them from this position of going into
Mhm.
it. I mean, come on. I tell a tree story all the time. She tried to hit me with something real cute. I said, oh, okay, sweetheart. I'll see you when you arrive. The trees. I
I
said,
did.
I'll see you when you arrive, beautiful. She tried it. I said,
Yeah.
and I can say that both of you have been okay. So the earring is gone. Sorry, people. Both covered with the hair. Both of you have done immaculate in your journey as women and growing as women and being a part of this pageant because it takes work. Okay, so let's be real, people. You receive something when you become a queen. Yes. You receive a financial payment when you become a queen. Yes, but you also put out a lot of financials in becoming that queen. But then you also put in a lot of time and you make decisions on whether or not that time is needed in this space. And ladies, you've been crowned in 2018 and 2019. We are going to 2021, and you're still strongly active inside of the Miss Full Figure D.M.V sister circle. Okay? People need to understand that. We talk strong about that sister circle. Let's be very transparent. We have cat fights, okay, in our circle. But at the same time, we love, we respect, we encourage, we uplift. That outweigh everything that we do in our circle. Bringing us to, let's really go back to Queen Latrice and talk about her 2018 experience because I tapped on it. Go ahead, Queen Latrice. Go ahead and get people into that mindset. Look, let let
Wow. So talking about me going into like showing up for to actually audition. I was Miss Lorene touched on it a little bit. So I was not I wanted to do it similar to Miss Lisa because I wanted to build that confidence. I was at a low place within myself. I grew up as a full figured young woman. I've always been plus size, but it was not celebrated in the way that it is now. So I thought that was a problem. And I just wanted to be around women. Like when I saw it, I followed Aquila as well. And I wanted to be around women. I'm like, these women love themselves. They are full figure. They love who they are. I want to get that. Even if it's just being in that space for the time to they say fake it till you make it. In my mind, I was like, I'm just gonna go in it, get some of it, and maybe it'll rub off on me and I can fake it until I make it. But the day of the audition, I did not have, so I was not like walking in heels was not a thing. It was uncomfortable. And so I think I only had these heel boots. And I'm like, I don't know if this is a thing. I don't know. She said heels. I don't have traditional heels in my closet. That's not something that I wear often. And I reached out to Miss Lorene and I said, so I only have these boots with the little block heel. Is that acceptable? And she said, just come as you are, love. Come with what you have. And I can agree with what Miss Lisa said. When you walked into the space, you felt like you had entered something that was phenomenal. I knew I was where I was supposed to be. Going into it, I second guessed myself. In the car, I think I was like, I can't do this. A beauty pageant. I don't even like to really look at myself in the mirror for real. A beauty pageant, like you want people to look at me and judge my beauty. I can't do that. And when I walked into the space, I immediately remember feeling like, oh, wait a minute, maybe I am supposed to be here. And I interviewed with Queen ReLita, who ended up being my mentor. And I am going to 100% go on record and say that day, God, the universe led her to me because she was my deciding factor. Just that conversation with her, she greeted me. If you know Queen ReLita, you know she's hello, beautiful. Hey, gorgeous. I'm like, you talking to me, girl? But her personality is so warm and it's inviting. And it was, I'm like, she's the queen. Like, I can aspire, like, she's the person that I'm aspiring to be. Oh my gosh, this is awesome. And it just happened that she became my mentor throughout the process. And then I remember I was sitting on the couch and I think the interview had concluded, and director Lorene came over to say, I don't remember the final words or ask if I had any questions. And she actually teased me, I think, that day about me trying to get out of coming. But it was just very fun and light. And I felt like these women have only met me for maybe 35, 45 minutes, but poured more into me. Um, than I think I had in one setting gotten at one time. And I felt I left feeling full. And I knew whatever the journey brought, because initially it wasn't about the crown for me. It was about genuinely having some confidence and showing up and being like, going in a room and not wondering why everyone's staring at me, and being like, girl, they staring at you because you're gorgeous. That's why. But it slowly, the journey, at that moment I was like, it's gonna be what it's gonna be, but it is something that I need, whatever it is going to be. So
Listen, and when look, we talking about that whole, not sure kind of thing. Like right now, and I done had so many wardrobe malfunctions. I was crying and lashes started doing things. I said, you know what? Let me go out and come back in and be certain. Things happen. Okay.
Yeah.
Things
yes,
happen, and it's to test us to see how we're going to recover. How are we going to address what's happening at that time? Are we going to falter? Are we going to
yes,
claim defeat? Or are we going to claim a victory? Hey, you might won that little battle, but I will win the war, people. And that's what you both experienced when you decided to get up, get dressed, and walk in, no matter what type of person you was going to be that day. I am here.
Right.
This is what you get. And that makes me so ecstatic because you know what? Miss Lorene has the same story, girls. The same story. When I
Yeah.
went to New Jersey, when I decided to go and compete for Miss Full Figure USA back in 2016, I was under the impression that, girl, you're gonna be the shortest and the thickest thing in there. You're not going, you're shaped like an apple. You know what I mean? You're dark skinned, like all these things that I thought about. And lo and behold, when I walked in, of course, I seen these vision of these plus size women that were what I would say industry plus size. You know what I mean? She had the perfect Coca-Cola shape for a woman, 5'7", 5'8", and if I would have took and said, you know what, I'm going to turn around now because I don't think I fit in this space.
mm-hmm.
Maybe I wouldn't be sitting where I am today if I didn't take that opportunity to be okay with who I am. And we'll talk about the platforms that we have in place right now, because as you touched on, Queen Latrice, your platform has emerged into something else. And Queen Lisa, your platform has been a continuous contact with women throughout all, no matter what size you are. It was just a touch, not even just women. It was about
Right.
people. It was
It's
about
about people.
doing exactly what they need to do. Let's talk about that, Queen Lisa. Give them your platform and let's actually dig into it.
Okay. My platform is self-care awareness. You know, because of my journey, my purpose is to enlighten, encourage, uplift those who are having challenges with life, balancing home, work, children, and leaving themselves at the bottom of the list, so to speak. You can't pour from empty vessel. It sounds like a cliche, but literally running from work to home, to children, to laundry, to dinner, to meetings, to church, to wherever,
Mm-hmm.
and pouring into other people, out of the goodness of your heart. That's how you're built, or, because it's required. There are people who are taking care of their parents while taking care of their children. you know, COVID, that's a whole nother subject for another day, but all of these things kind of converge on you if you're not taking care of yourselves. It causes you to break down. It causes you to need, help. And half the time, caregivers don't know how to ask for help.
Hmm.
They don't, because they're too busy giving help to other people.
Mm-hmm.
And so, my platform of self-care, it really is about taking care of the mental, the physical, the spiritual, the financial self for you while you're taking care of everyone else. The biggest example in the industry of self-care would be that airplane example. If that oxygen mask comes down and you're so busy putting it on someone else and you're not putting it on yourself, you can't take care of you, and you certainly can't help anybody else. So you've got to stop, slow down, do whatever you need to do. Counseling, asking for help, working with your family and your friends, and learning how to say no. And people will be a little shocked when you start doing that. I would love to, but I'm sorry, I can't. I have another obligation. They don't need to know what your obligation is. It doesn't matter whether you have one or not, quite frankly. We, again, so busy trying not to hurt someone else's feelings and over obligating ourselves, we end up with the short end of the stick. And really, it's really important to me that people take care of themselves. And it's not selfish, it's necessary that we do that.
Yep.
Otherwise we're no good to ourselves, we're no good to anybody else. And we have been created to live a life of abundance, a life of purpose, a life filled with love, but we got to create that atmosphere for ourselves. We cannot depend on anybody else to create that atmosphere for us. And I'm going to stop it. I could go on all night.
I can definitely agree with that information. I was just not too long ago looking at a post, because I'm always on social media for business and personal. I'm very transparent on social media, and someone posted something where it was like a text. I don't know if it was kind of like what they call a stage text or whatever. Basically,
Okay.
a client asked a professional where she's available on a certain time. The professional said, "No, I'm not available, but I have this time available if you want to take this time." So that client later saw that professional out at a food restaurant with family and friends because she shared it on her page, and then had a nerve to inbox her and say, "You could have told me that you were available and you just didn't want to do my hair." And I'm thinking, you have the audacity to question this woman's availability if just because it doesn't fit with what your perception of what available means to you. She was front. She said what you need to say. And she gave you the time that she was available for the time that that you requested, or what services you requested for her. And I think it's really crazy when people feel like that you shouldn't have that particular situation involved. Now, and I do believe it's a professional thing. When you at work, you're supposed to do something, or like we have obligations as who we are within inside of this organization. We know that those are things we're supposed to make some priority outlets for. However, listen, unavailable means unavailable. Okay? That's what that means. But you're right. Self-care is extremely important. And I thank you. And you celebrated your birthday with a self-care event,
Yes,
what I thought was completely awesome, because that definitely put things in the mindset of you never stopped living inside of your platform. And that's another thing that we want to put on to our current delegates and our current queens and the ones that comes after us, that this platform development is for you to live out. It's not for the moment. It's for you to live out. If you truly, truly believe in what you're supposed to stand for, whether you have a crown on your head or not, sweetheart, that have jewels on it, queen, live in your purpose.
that's right. That's
That's
right.
what you're going to do. I'm excited before we move on to Queen Latrice to say that we have now been joined by our very first queen that got crowned in 2017, Miss, well, Queen ReLita Clarke, honey.
Woo!
Hi, everybody.
Hey, Queen.
How you guys doing?
You look good, girl. I like this form. I need a back
Thank you.
now.
You know,
Okay, I like
we got a little bit of hair today, okay?
Yes, hair.
it. You
I
look,
don't have any hair anymore to.
but you look good,
But you
Latrice.
look good,
I love
I
girl.
know. That is so fly.
love it.
Thank
It
you.
reminds me of when I cut my hair. You know, I cut mine off at 40. You know, I still rock my side cuts, people.
Yes, side cut.
But this hair then grew back, and I was like, I don't know what to do with it. So now y'all got my new signature hairstyle. But nevertheless, um, Queen Relita, thank you for joining us. I did, blast you a little bit, like, oh, she gonna be late because she doing something. But it was all to say that you're always putting your best foot forward, and you are into something positive and something that's uplifting, not only just yourself, but people within your circles. Kudos to you, Queen.
Thank you.
And thank you for making it work and you being here with us tonight. I have had our queens already talk about their experience when they first walked into the presence of director Lorraine Coleman Ross to compete for the Miss Full Figure D.M.V pageant. Let's roll back to 2017 for you, sweetheart, and let's talk about your journey into your first step into queendom.
Well, at first I was like, no, I don't want to do it. And my cousin, LA Macon, she actually said, I think it's something that you should do. You've been modeling for so long. Why not try something different? And I said, I still don't know. And she said, well, that's too bad because the director of the pageant is on her way here. And you don't have to have a conversation with her. And I said, okay, cool. It's a little interview. I can do that. And so just meeting you in that setting, it made me feel a lot more comfortable with entering the pageant because I'd never done pageants before. What I think of pageants to be wasn't plus size. I had to continue to smile and I have this gigantical gap. So it was like, I don't know if I fit the criteria for being in the pageant. But you made me feel so at ease. And it was literally like talking to my big sister, and making sure that I understood the components of the pageant, understanding that, it's nothing outside of your norm. Like you like talking to people, so it's going to be perfectly fine. And then, pageant stuff started rolling in, boy, we started having workshops and meeting the new girls and going over contracts and all of those different things. But I do have to say the reason why I entered into the Miss Full Figure D.M.V pageant in 2017 was because of director Lorraine Coleman Ross. And that speaks a lot to her character and a lot to who she is. She tries to make you try, and I'm talking about you in third person like you're not here, but that's just because that's me. But you make everyone feel wanted. You make everybody feel comfortable. And that is the elements and characteristics of a true woman and a great director. So kudos to you, my dear, for doing all that you've done since 2017.
Oh my God. Like, okay, see, this is why my lashes didn't last. um, I felt myself tearing up, baby. If you don't mind getting me a napkin, please. I felt myself tearing up because when I was approached about this position, um, people don't know, I've been in and out of what we call the urban circuit of modeling within the DMV area for a while, with hair shows and stuff like that. And I'm still not the ideal woman that you would see on those runways that get the most popular vote. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And I'm using now because now I'm flustered. Thank you, ReLita. Thank you, Cream Lisa and Latrice.
No problem.
Um,
Mm.
my goal in becoming a director was to give women a safe space to be okay with loving who they are and embracing their flaws, but also being open to emerging into something that they could never imagine if they just would have gave themselves the time that they need to believe in themselves and allow someone to feed into them only but positivity. Now, I can be honest and say that everybody don't leave with that impression, but I can also say that I know that I have a large majority of women who come through this process understanding what the goal is, understanding what we're trying to achieve. Who don't want the pretty crown? The crown is pretty. Okay? The crown is pretty. Who don't want the crown? But the greater gift is what you find in yourself.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
absolutely.
Absolutely.
In yourself.
Yes.
I don't do this on my own. I mean, 2017 was all Miss Lorraine.
Yes,
Okay.
it was.
All Miss Lorraine. And what I mean by that, I mean, I didn't have the ability to call my Lisas and Latrices and ReLitas and say, hey, and my Charmaines. Oh my God, my Charmaines. And Miss Capri, who also later became a mentor. It was like, okay, sugar, what you need, baby?
Mhm.
Okay, you having this, you having that, what's going on, these personalities, and everyone being in certain spaces, and you just want to make sure that they're okay. And I know Miss Lisa get on me a whole lot about, are you taking care of yourself? Are you taking a break for yourself? What are you doing? Because I really truly am passionate about what we stand for.
Yeah. And I have to say, 2017, like you said, was all you, right? You answered every question. You talked people off of ledges when they wanted to quit. You made sure that people had what they needed. If they've never been in a pageant before, you now have a workshop called Pageant 101 to walk you through what that looks like, right? But I had to say that I agree with Miss Lisa. Miss Lisa wasn't there in 2017, but she was there in 2018. And part of the reason why I came to you and I said, big sis, gorgeous one at that. Okay. I want to help you. I want to pour back into what was poured into me. And
Right.
that piece is what made me say, look, Lorraine, you can't do everything by yourself. You got somebody right here that's willing to step up, willing to help, willing to do whatever it is you want to pass on to me. I could not see you going through another year of doing that by yourself. I couldn't.
And
And
I
so,
appreciate you.
yeah, I had to step up. There was no way I wouldn't. No way.
I appreciate you. Okay, so let's just say the back scenes of my family was definitely the backbone. Everybody knows my husband, Mr.
Mhm.
Ross. Heck, he done been adopted by every woman who have came through.
Brother!
He gets a Superman award.
Okay.
Yes, and my beautiful cousin Nakia White, who's been our back.
Yes.
Okay.
My beautiful daughter, Deshawn Ross, who's been our front stage manager, my daughter, Ayana Holmes, my son, Shaheen Ross, and my other daughter, Shelly Ross. It is a family affair now. And they knew once they was like, okay, after the year one, and people was like, so this been going on for a long time. And they're like, no, this is the first year. People were in awe of what we looked like in the first year because they just could not believe this was the first year this pageant went on. And because of the women that come through it, my legacy, inaugural queens that stand before me, continue to show what this was all about, what we stand for. And we have class, honey. We have class in decorum, okay? They class in it. And, I joke a lot, but what I do, I am very serious about our image because it's important to me. It's important, and it should be important to the people who are a part of it as well. And this is why we are now about to crown our first ultimate Miss Full Figure D.M.V. Beauty Royal Court. My God, girl.
Guys, you know what? No matter what happens, we're the
Right.
royal court.
Yeah.
Okay? Don't
I
matter.
love it.
We can say, come on, Miss
Yes.
Yes, you are a look. That is another mark in our history book. And the premises is that this crown will be crowned every fifth anniversary as long as Miss Full Figure DMV is in existence. And that is my true testament to this situation here. And Queen Latrice, now I just want to roll right into it real quick because as you spoke on a little bit earlier, the Curry Butterfly Closet was your platform. And I remember us getting those boxes together for those young girls. And it was just so like, we was like, we got to get these boxes together. And we pulled those things together. But let's talk about that and go into what the Curry Butterfly speaks now emerging into.
Yes. So my platform in 2018 started as the Curvy Butterfly Closet, which advocated and supported for full-figured young ladies living in foster care. Really what was on my heart when I started that was I feel like the first teachers that you get when you are a kid, they're your family members. And I said that, just kind of going back to that moment, your family teaches you how to love yourself, how to embrace yourself, who you are. And I feel like I'm an educator by trade. So I work in education. And a lot of times for me, it was seeing kids that are forgotten in spaces. I felt like at that time, you're forgotten already in foster care, but then later on trying to navigate being full figured in foster care.
Hmm.
I didn't grow up in foster care, but I still was full figured and it was hard. So really my heart at that time was advocating for young women there and really providing something that they needed. I guess over time, moving beyond into the Curvy Butterfly Speaks, my heart shifted to really so I think you can give someone something, but how do you teach them how to get it for themselves, how to live beyond that? And so that evolved into the Curvy Butterfly Speaks, which is really uplifting, empowering, and inspiring people to learn yourself, love yourself, affirm who you are, and stand up and be authentically you. And the goal in that is just talking about the lessons and how I kind of evolved on this journey. So the Curvy Butterfly speaks about anything. I kind of wanted to really truly tap into that, motivating and empowering people to see themselves beyond what you've been told or beyond who you believe yourself to be based on the opinion of someone else. And I think that was me. That was who I was. I know in 2018, and we always talk about that tagline. Oh Lord, I done forgot my own tagline because size, beauty, and confidence can live on the same hanger. And I think what came from that, when I said it at that time, I will be 100% honest. I said it, I made the statement, I believed it, but I wasn't walking in it. Because
Mhm.
although I believed it, I hadn't embodied it yet, as in it was what I aspired to do. Yes,
Right.
I felt like they can live on the same hanger, but I wasn't walking in that embodiment. And then going from that in 2018, competing 2019 USA, connecting with all the queens. Queen Lisa and Queen Tasia that first year, we were connected, baby. We were at the hip, and just in being around them, I began to embody really what I was saying, that size, beauty, and confidence can live on the same hanger. And then that evolved into speaking about truly walking into your authentic self, affirming things within yourself, loving you. You can't tell the world to love you if you don't love you. Like,
Come on.
how can you people love you from how you love yourself? And so that is how the Curvy Butterfly Speaks evolved. And we just had our first empowerment brunch, the Chrysalis brunch, which was really about coming into that space and what are you going to say to yourself every day? I believe I get up every single morning and talk to myself, because the world is going to talk to me when I walk out the door anyway. And what they're saying to me isn't positive. So I need
Right.
to affirm me. So it was really providing that moment for, hey, as women, like, let's get up and talk nice to yourself, speak good into yourself. And what you will find over time is that even before you realize you're doing it, you begin to believe that, embody it, and walk in it, and it begins to become who you are. And
Right.
so that is in essence what the Curvy Butterfly Speaks is: empowering, uplifting, and inspiring people to live and be their authentic self, whatever that looks like.
That looks like you, girlfriend.
Oh,
That's
Okay.
right.
look, if
That's
you can
right.
cut the hair off,
That's right.
It looks,
that
That's
was the
right.
last step.
it looks like you. I'm glad you brought that. Set. I love that. Set. I treated you like my little sister. Little sis, come here. You know how you be in the front, be like, do that dance, do that dance. For you, I was like, no, 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 come here, because I need you to say it. And then I'm gonna repeat it again, because it was part of something that was created this year to give our current delegates the lift and an understanding of what we were about truly. And it says again, and what I say, clean my teeth, and I say, size, beauty, and confidence can live on the same hanger. We capitalized that can up on here, baby. I don't know if y'all can see it, but it was that can was capitalized up on
Yeah.
here. This was, we had to get conventional. I mean, we had to get innovative. I'm using some messed up words, but you know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Creative on how we was going to touch these delegates this year with this information about what we stand for as a system, as an organization, as a division. And our box, literally, if everywhere you turn, it was something positive in this box
Mm-hmm.
that said something. It inside it says, I am beautiful, I am worthy, I am enough.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You know, it put on there automatically. It's your time to shine, baby. It's
Yes.
your
Mhm.
time to
Yes, it
shine.
is.
And then, of course, I had to top it off with a cute little picture of myself. Yeah.
Yes, 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 yes.
And then, of course, we have our motto from our national brand: "Size have no bearing on beauty.
Yes,
Size have no bearing
yes. And
on
it doesn't.
said by
It doesn't.
and market by our CEO and founder Teresa Sparkle
Yeah.
Randolph. Let me tell you something. I am so excited about what's about to happen on August 14th. Baby, y'all have no idea. Let me tell y'all, you don't have no idea what's about to happen, because when we celebrate. Okay. First of all, we always trying to top ourselves. We're not really worrying about nobody else. Okay. I'm not really worried about nobody else. I love everybody. I love y'all. But when we come to pageant, we ain't trying to top nobody else, baby, but ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what we get into. You better yourself by just paying attention to you. Look in your mirror. We look in our mirror and talk
Mm-hmm.
about it. Queen ReLita, let's talk about your platform and where it started and where it is tonight. And then, well, before we move forward, Queen, give me 1 second. Curry Butterfly, is there a link to check it out? Curry Butterfly is active on IG, and we
Yes.
will drop that for you to be able to have that link. Yes, indeedy. Queen Latrice, if you don't mind, go ahead. I think, if I'm not mistaken, is cover the Curry
The,
Butterfly
yeah.
Speak.
Yes, the Curvy Butterfly Speaks, and Curvy is spelled with the K.
It's on the wall behind
Yes.
you.
Oh yeah, I could have done that. I sit in this space so much for work. It didn't even dawn on me. But yes, it is. The Curvy Butterfly Speaks, and that is my handle on Instagram as well. Yeah.
I love it. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right, Queen Walida, let's hear it, sweetheart.
So my platform was female adolescent empowerment, where I wanted to concentrate on today's youth, our young women, to be very specific, ages 14 up and through 18, 19. I think I even went up to 20, if I'm not mistaken.
Mm.
And we were able to partner with some nonprofit organizations inside of the community in order to put on workshops and just have that big sister, little sister conversation that many of our young girls are missing today. At that time, I had seen a lot of our teenage girls doing crazy things on social media, like fighting and pulling hair and doing all of these things that are not women-like, but it just showed me that they needed some inspiration. They needed somebody to talk to, and they didn't have that. So I wanted to create a platform that allowed our youth to come and speak, just be free, just to have a good time with me, and we can laugh, joke. If it's not one thing, you're guaranteed with ReLita Clarke is a good laugh, okay? And I wanted to make sure that I could share that with the youth. So since then, that's actually pretty funny because the conversation I just got off of is exactly related to my platform. I'm actually coupling up with an organization called Reaching Out Now. It's a nonprofit organization located in Front Royal, Virginia. And we are going to be putting on the same type of seminar at Shenandoah University on August the 4th. I am so hyped about this.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Because I haven't done much in my platform since 2017 because things kind of have shifted where I'm focusing more on the delegates and more from an assistant standpoint with Director Lorene. So I wanted to do something that got me back involved inside of the community and giving back. I always give back. I give back with regards to my church. I go out and feed the homeless. We gave, when COVID was here, we went and gave out gloves, masks, water, the whole nine. So I was still giving back to the community, but I wanted to go back and focus on our young girls. So that was my platform, and I'm happy to say that even in 2021, the platform is still thriving, and we're making more connections throughout the Northern Virginia, DC, and Maryland areas.
I am super excited about this new adventure, pretty girl. Congratulations.
Thank you.
I said, okay, she's doing something.
Yeah, I actually have to thank my aunt, Reverend Brevetta Jordan, because she brought this to my attention. And I can't even say my attention because it's actually me and my two younger cousins that are actually presenting and putting on this seminar. But she came to me and she was like, didn't you do something in the pageant with females? And I was like, yeah, what you talk about? And so that's how it actually came about. So I have to thank her for even thinking of me to continue this platform and moving forward.
I love it. The one thing for certain, one thing for sure, I'm grateful that you have definitely been beside me throughout this process. We're not perfect.
Nobody is, but Jesus.
Okay. And sometimes he claims fault. He be like, I did it.
Okay.
Right. Right.
So it's hard sometimes because we're always on, right? We're always on. And in order for us to get a rest, sometimes you have to be accountable.
Yes.
I can't tell you how many times I didn't post something and one of the girls and be like, Miss Lorraine, did you mean to say that way? I said, you know what? Let's see that. Nope, didn't mean to do that. Okay. I'll go back in and check that out there, and figure that out, go from there. But congratulations on finding your way back to your roots and what you stand for. I don't think you ever left because even with inside a mentor position, you were feeding into women and giving them what they need to be where they're at. You were always in your platform. You just did it in a different way. And Absolutely. For one, I'm grateful.
Yeah,
I'm truly grateful.
I thank you for accepting the idea of a mentorship, right? Because you could have very well said, no, I'm gonna try something different. I don't think that's what I want to do this year, right? But you said, you know what, that's a good idea. I think that we should collaborate and figure this thing out. And I have to say that has been so fulfilling throughout these last 4 years where I know I can pour back into people that I know need that. And I've experienced it for myself. So I'm not going to sugarcoat anything for you. I'm going to give it to you real and raw. And I actually have to say this one thing here. Okay, guys, I know we're in a competition and everything, and that's what we're here to do. But these two ladies right here are my mentees. Okay. This is what happens when you pour back into people. They become queens. They become greatness. You see how that works?
You know.
This is true. Well, you know,
Here it goes. I knew I was going to be able to keep this conversation so straightforward like this until I knew something
well,
was coming out. I knew it was happening. I knew it was happening. So I mean, if you haven't really, what she's basically saying, when we developed the mentorship group, these two ladies that she are now coming into competition with were once under her mentorship. Now they are her equal. They are her sisters. They where they need to be. And it's just to say, you never know where you're going to start at,
Yep.
and you never know where you're going to end at.
Yes.
So
right,
take a of everything that's within your area.
Yes.
You know,
right,
don't be so closed minded because one day you might be looking just like this. You know, you might be right here. You know,
right,
And
right.
look at ReLita looking at her two mentees as they're gonna Karate Kid moment her. It's
it
okay.
is.
Oh, okay. I love you though, mentor. You taught me well. You taught me
Exactly.
well. Know that
Exactly.
we
Proud
are.
of the
You
both
taught
of
us
you in
well,
this
friend.
moment. Okay, I'm extremely proud. I
Oh,
love the both of you with all of my heart, and I'm
Yes.
glad that you all, that the Lord put you in my mentor group
Yes.
so that you could learn from the very first queen of 2017. And now you can see how I actually won because I win again.
Oh,
Here we
oh,
go.
well, we know that they ain't ready. That's all I'm going to
they're
say.
not ready.
They are not ready for what they're going to experience
Exactly.
from the inaugural queens.
Yes.
That's all I'm going to
It
say.
will be a show from all three of us.
We
Always
have
love and game when you have a little. You have to have some trash talk in between your sisters. This is what we do. It has to happen. But what I can tell you, I would say this as well. Get ready.
Yeah.
Get ready. Get ready.
get
Because
ready, get ready.
Inaugural Queens has been let loose. A lot of the restrictions that were holding them back before have been lifted because this is a celebration.
Mhm.
Okay, it's a celebration crown. Although this what it is, they have now been told, baby, have at it. Okay, so just be ready to enjoy. I'm not going to break it all the way up. I just know that no matter which way this go,
Yep.
Absolutely.
what's
It's good. Look, we're sisters regardless. So
Regardless.
Exactly.
it's gonna be some good, fun time. We're gonna come out and
Yes.
as the and I say most mature, not and I mean in age by Miss Exquisite, we gonna show the youngins a few things.
Come on, Miss Lisa.
Just a little bit.
Miss
Just
Lisa.
a little bit. Just a little bit. And we're gonna have fun doing so. But
Yes.
that's what sisterhood pageantry is
Yes.
all about. We can do it together and we can do it with class, we can do it with style, we can do it with grace. And win, lose, or draw, we know how to do that humbly
Yes.
and with much savoir faire.
Yes,
Mhm.
absolutely.
Yes.
Listen, a great leader always needs to know how to be an excellent follower.
Yes.
And sometimes some people forget that. Okay. You try your hardest to make sure people understand that, in order for me to lead, I once had to follow.
Yes.
This is a prime example. This is a prime
Yes.
example of where that goes from. When moving to the fun thing is that this is about to be epic.
I
God!
know, right?
Yes.
Like
Yes.
I had to actually take a moment today, and I think I was on the phone with Latrice. Yeah, my competition. I talk to her every day. It doesn't matter. But I had to take a moment and say, do you know that it's 4 weeks away to this pageant?
Yes.
do you know that my outfits have not been done yet? But they
Yes.
coming. Don't worry about that. But it's coming up so quick, and I cannot be more excited to
Yes.
participate in this. The fact that we have it and it's a crown that comes up every 5 years is something that it can continue a legacy on in our pageant. And it's a competition, but like Miss Lisa said, we are going to have fun. We are going
Yes.
to bring the wardrobe because we have no restrictions up in this camp, and we're going to show off. And I hope that everyone is prepared. As I told all of my delegates, everyone knows what my motto is. You stay ready so you don't have to get ready. And baby, these three queens, we've been ready.
I like that.
You know,
Yes.
drip drop.
Listen, they say that they talk about me too every year. They were like, okay, so Miss Lorraine, how many outfits are we going to see this year with you? I'm like, what do you mean? You know, you have to have something for every moment. What are you talking about? It is our moment. This is what we do. We give you a beautiful display of fashion. Okay. Brains, because we talk well
Yes.
and beauty. We said it. This is what we do. So I am elated on what's about to go down. And I am more grateful that the three of you have made a decision to say, yep, we're going to do this. We're going to celebrate this. This wasn't an easy decision for each of you. This is putting back on your pageant gear. Okay. This is a gear. Okay. Pageantry comes with a gear. You know, you suit up and you heal up. And
Look,
you shape up.
when you told us we had to do a speech, I said, huh? We got to go do a speech again. So you mean I got to remember words again and get on the stage and not touch the microphone and say what I need to say? Oh, Lord, help me.
Again.
And we did it, and we voluntarily did this. I'm like, so we just did, okay. So I can't even be mad at anyone. It's voluntary. That's how much love is in it. That's how much passion is in it. That's how much it is an impact when you know that you want to do this. It is the stress. It does bring that, but it feels so good.
It does.
It feels so good.
I'm excited. But ladies, do you know also, let's talk about these 2021 delegates, baby. Yes. Guess what's happening tonight? The People's Choice Award is going up tonight. So their family and friends get an opportunity to vote for their girl. Okay.
Vote.
Yes.
Go vote, guys. Go vote.
Yes, it's about to be an amazing situation. People's Choice is definitely the People's Award. Most people go, okay, so how do it work? Listen, you visit our website, www.missfullfiguredmv.com. Okay.
Pageant.com.
No pageant. Miss Full Figure. That's only inside of our IG, but I thank you.
Oh, okay.
I thank look. Miss Full Figure D.M.V.com, and you will see People's Choice come up. Vote for your girl. Vote for the one that you feel that needs to be there. And you know what? Sometimes that girl might not be your family member.
Okay.
But have fun with it. Have a good time with it. The votes are going to be up from September 16th to September 31st. And the votes are each $5 each. Most people say, oh, where the money go? It goes into our reserve, people. You know, think about it. This pageant does not get put on because we're pretty. This pageant get put on because we work hard to make sure it happen. And we appreciate your support in doing it as well. I'm super excited about that. You will see these ladies, 1, 2, 3, our legacy queens. You will see these ladies, our
that sounds good.
Queens, on August 14th, sweethearts. You will see them on the main stage. On August 13th, we will be at our preliminaries, which will be in the same hotel. If you have purchased one of our dinner table seating, you also have entry into our preliminary. So that's 2 for 1, people. That's 2 for 1. If you are in stadium seating tickets at the door for preliminary is $20, everyone. But it is going to be a fun time. We always have a good time. We have an excellent DJ all weekend long. DJ Honey, she's a D.M.V.
Yes,
Honey, keep the beats rolling all weekend. And then we have on the mic, oh my God, on the mic, you know, I'm there. Hi. And then you also have our CEO and founder, Mr. Reese Parker Randolph, and Happy Feet, the Holy Feet, Miss Emily Macon will also be one of our hosts. Been our host since we started. These hosts have not changed, baby. We don't need to put why change something that is not broken?
That's right.
Leave it alone. Leave it alone.
That's right.
Yeah, we're leaving it alone. And this is what we do. And then on our red carpet is no other than my good girlfriend, Monica Day, the Curvy Diva in the Plus Report. I super love her and appreciate her for always being there, honey. It's never a question of our safety. We talked not too long ago about our village. Remember our village talk?
Yes.
And talking to our village and the people around us who have supported us through this process and within our D.M.V community, because this is a community pageant.
Yeah.
This here is a community pageant. We just
Yes.
happen to have some great fashion.
Just happened.
Right?
Just happened.
Just happen to have some great fashion. Ladies, I want to give you an opportunity to give some words of encouragement to a woman who may not just be trying to go into pageantry, but trying to take a next step in something she wants to do in life. What type of advice would you give her? Because you was our late comer queen, ReLita, I'm starting with you.
Okay. um, what I would tell or to inspire a woman that's looking to move forward in any way, shape, or form, put God first. Because when you give everything to him, you don't have to worry, you don't have to stress, you don't need to think about anything else besides he got it, right? And that's coming from me because I believe in a higher power and all of that good stuff. But if you are one of those people that does not believe in a higher power, I will tell you to keep moving. When you become stagnated and you sit and sulk and you're not in your right mind, you then become what you feel. So you have to keep moving. You have to keep pushing. You have to keep moving forward. Even when you're tired and you don't feel like you got anything left in you, keep going. And that's also to my delegates for the 2020 year. You all keep going. We are at the end of this race now. We are getting ready to come up on the finale, and we're going to see who passes through that threshold and becomes our next three queens. So I just want to say thank you again, Lorene, for even taking the position as the director. And we going to stay ready so we don't got to get ready. That's what we're going to do.
Stay ready when we don't have to get ready. Go ahead now. I appreciate you. Thank you, Queen ReLita. That was some excellent advice. Queen Latrice.
I think my advice to a woman out there just looking to go into their next level of greatness is you are your only limitation. So your mind is a very powerful thing. You are your limitation. And if you're limited in your thinking, then you're going to be limited in your life. If you think that you live a life of abundance and wealth, then that is what you will live here on this earth. And I think that when we begin to, as women, walk in that, our thinking and begin to see where we, not maybe where you are, but begin to see yourself in that next level of greatness, then you begin to believe that, and then it begins to manifest itself here. And so that even goes out to our, as Queen ReLita said as well, to our 2021 delegates. Like, you are your only limitation. So even that is, even with the crown is a limited thing. You got to be thinking beyond that. How are you growing? How are you becoming a better woman? How are you able to show up better for your family? How are you able to show up better for your friend group? How does this pageant empower and grow within you to vibrate to your best self? So you are your only limitation. Are you going to limit yourself to live a life of lack? Or are you going to empower yourself to live a life of abundance?
I got chills.
Okay.
Boom.
Yes.
I know Miss Lisa got tea. I know Miss Lisa about to drop some gems right now.
Yes.
Man, that was amazing. Okay. Don't limit yourself, honey. Do not limit yourself. Queen Lisa, our legacy.
Well, I would say, first off, give yourself permission to grow. And by that, I mean, don't be stagnated. Don't depend on what other people say to determine your self-worth, your self-esteem, your path in life, and what your dreams should be. I speak from a very personal place. Everyone here knows I'm pretty I'm private, but I'm also transparent, if that makes any sense.
Mm-hmm.
And so, as someone who used to hide behind a mask and hide behind frumpy clothes that were too big and too baggy to hide myself, to put on a smile and be dying a little bit every day inside,
Mm-hmm.
to stepping out on faith,
Mm-hmm.
My God.
challenging myself,
Mm-hmm.
even do it afraid because you don't know what the outcome is going to be.
Yes.
Learn how to operate outside of your comfort zone
Mm-hmm.
because your comfort zone will kill you.
Yeah.
Yes. Come on, Miss
Yeah.
Lisa.
Get out of that. Your self-esteem and your self-worth is not determined by anything anyone tells you. Again, I speak from a very personal place. Stop depending on social media, social circles,
Preach.
and representatives of a person
Come on, Queen.
instead of living and interacting with humanity and exploring the world around you and giving yourself permission to be yourself.
That's right. Come on, Miss Lisa.
You must. It all lines up with self-care, self-love, self-determination. You have to speak life to yourself. The Bible says the power of life and death are in the tongue.
Yes, it is.
And it's your choice what you are going to speak to yourself and anybody else around you. Speak life, speak health, speak prosperity, speak wisdom. In a world where we are so desensitized by the craziness that is going on around us, choose love, choose kindness, choose you first. And don't be afraid to step out and try something new. I took the mask off and look where I am.
Mm-hmm.
You can take your mask off if you have one, or if you just want to try something new, do that. Be that. Do you. Think.
You need that on a shirt, Miss Lisa.
I love y'all. I love the sisterhood. I love the fact that, again, in a world where people are so busy tearing they take pleasure in tearing people down and seeing people's downfalls. To be in a sisterhood with women, and though we are not perfect and we have our challenges and we have our difficulties, we support one another, we lift one another up, we encourage one another, and it's genuine. Is it perfect? No, nothing in life is perfect, but we choose to love each other in our perfections, to build one another up, to encourage one another, and to help one another.
Yeah.
That's how society is supposed to be, but
Right.
it's not. So
we got it in our circle.
We have it in our circle. And I would invite anyone who is interested in experiencing this and just seeing for yourself. Don't take my word for it.
Exactly.
Don't
It's
take
like
my word for it. So,
when you
yeah.
you just spoke, you just wow. That's it.
Pass the offering plate, please.
Right. Wow. Wow. That's what I'm gonna say. I'm saying not that's not all I'm gonna say. The one thing that gets me through the difficult times is I'm not gonna mirror somebody else's behavior to satisfy them.
Mm.
That means that you had the power to infest me, baby. I want to be infectious, okay? Of giving myself grace, teaching you to give yourself grace.
Mm-hmm.
It's easier for me to love. And I choose that because it's just so much easier for people to choose hate.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
When others look into this, they look for flaws. They look for to find something to say this is not what it was or what it should be. Because it only will make them feel a certain type of way.
Mm-hmm.
The one thing that we have all been since the beginning, or I can speak on my own right now, we are very transparent on what this experience is going to be like. Now, whether how you interpret it or how you perceive it is definitely going to be on you. But if you allow yourself grace and understanding that you're going to get it, look, listen, we are women, we are some emotional creatures. But that emotion don't go one direction.
Right.
So, sister, capping off the advice of my legacy queen, my future ultimate Miss Full Figure D.M.V. Beauty World Court.
I'm so excited. I'm sorry. I can't hold it.
Be okay. Be okay with knowing that you are these three things. You are beautiful. You are worthy.
You are enough.
You are now.
Amen.
Stepping forward in the vein. Hey, I wish I had some music. We just needed to have the praise of the praise up in here because we just gave them something, baby. Give yourself a round of applause, and I thank you for being here with me tonight. But before we leave, we got to encourage people. We have to encourage them to join us and subscribe to what? Yeah. We have to go our YouTube viewers right now because we are streaming live on YouTube right now. Our Facebook viewers, thank you for being our supporters as well. And my personal page, I appreciate all my supporters, love, family, and friends for being here and supporting us through this process, honey. This thing called life ain't easy. It will never be easy. It'll be what it's supposed to be. Life. Enjoy it.
Come
Ladies,
on.
bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
See everybody on the 14th when I win my crown.
Oh, Lord. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us tonight. That was our awesome beats. Let me tell you, I done had some malfunctions up in here, baby. But at the end of the day, everything was all as well. Our pageant will be held August 13th, 14th. That was be our preliminaries and our pageant day. We currently have seats available. Stadium seating only is available right now. However, it will still be an amazing experience. If no one else told you tonight, do know that I love you. Why? Because God said so. Have a good night, everyone. Bye now.